And now, from the studios in Wall Township, New Jersey, this is Moron Sports Radio.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Moron Sports Radio. I'm Tyler Paley in the control room. We have 4 people in the studio today. It's Jacob Vernick. Noah Gorstein is with us today, as well as Mike Lopes and Roddick Nair. And today is a special edition of Moron Sports Radio. We're going to discuss the NCAA Tournament, and I'm going to throw it over to Jacob in the studio.
I don't appreciate that at all right? My job to open up the show.
All right, Roddick. Roddick has a little objection to that.
Okay.
And here's Jacob.
Here's Jacob.
Here's Jacob. Are you Jacob?
Thank you, Roddick. Our first game we're going to discuss games that we see potential upsets in. Our first game that we see takes place in the Southwest bracket. The number 7 Texas A&M Aggies will take on the Florida State Seminoles in a 7 versus 10 matchup. What are you guys seeing here?
I got Florida State. Florida State over Texas.
As do I.
And me too. Well, any reason do you just think Texas A&M is is overrated? Just keep in mind, Texas A&M is coming out of a better conference than Florida State. All Florida State's conference has is Duke and UNC. Texas A&M has Kansas, it has Ohio State. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have Ohio State. It has Kansas, it has Texas.
Yeah, guys, I'm against you guys. I have Texas A&M in this. I think they are a much superior team to them. Maybe not much superior. I mean, I know that's a overstatement that might be, but to be honest, I think they're a better team.
And Florida State did lose in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. I don't remember to who, but they didn't make it very far at all. I still have Florida State in this one. I just think they do have more losses. I just think they're a better team.
Yep, I agree with that, Jacob, too.
All right, now we're going to move into the Southeast. We have 2 games where we see potential upsets. St. John's and Gonzaga. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely see an upset coming there from Gonzaga.
I mean, I could see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. The way St. John's has been playing this whole season, towards the end, when they actually
Just
played.
keep in mind, they almost lost to Rutgers. If those refs make those calls, they have 1.7 seconds left to get a catch and shoot.
Yeah, but Jacob, you can't predict what happens there, and the fact that
a 1-point game to the 13 seed in the
keep in mind for the longest time Gonzaga was on the bubble or in the back of the plane or whatever you want to call it, and now St. John's, they were ranked. Gonzaga, I don't think was ranked. Maybe at the beginning of the year they were. I don't remember.
They were ranked 13th at the beginning of the year.
Okay. Well,
now look at them.
Yeah, I do not see them as a threat to St. John's, and you know what?
St. John's out?
I have St. John's out round 1.
In the first round?
In the first round.
I can't. I'm out in the second round to BYU.
I have in the Final Four.
Out.
Do you really?
I do.
I have them out against Pitt in the Elite 8.
I have them out second round
I have
against
them beating-
BYU.
I just think that St. John's has so much more of a trouble against bad teams than they do against good teams.
They're playing in such a tougher conference.
And for those fans out there who don't know, Jacob is a big Pitt fan, and when he went to the Garden this year to see Pitt and St. John's, how'd that work out, Jacob?
Screw off.
Especially knowing Jacob was there to watch
Yeah.
it. Very funny.
Hey, but
first
as a
loss.
true Pitt fan, I've Pitt out in the Sweet 16 losing to Wisconsin.
Yeah, Pittsburgh to me is making the Final Four, but then they're going to lose to Notre Dame. Who's winning it all for me?
In the finals.
Nobody cares.
Who's
We're
winning
still
all, Tyler?
discussing our
Notre
upsets,
Dame
Tyler.
for him.
I'm going to take Gonzaga. We're going to stick to this Gonzaga St. John's. I'm 100% on Gonzaga's side.
Oh my
Why?
goodness, they've put up some. I mean, you guys said already they're playing in a very tough division, but it's just they've been such a good team. They've been the dream killer for a lot of teams.
They nearly lost to Rutgers.
Okay.
And they
Rutgers
beat
is-
all those good teams.
They
beaten all
got
these good
wrecked
teams.
by Syracuse.
Okay.
That was in the beginning of the season. Syracuse.
No. In the
You
Big
can't
East
put that on
tournament.
them.
In the
Big
Big
East
East tournament, they got wrecked by Syracuse. That was the
They
last
play
game they
Syracuse,
played.
though. They don't play Syracuse.
I know they don't play
beat the rest
Syracuse,
of the team.
but they had trouble again. I don't know. I just think that full court press that they run works better on good teams than it does on bad teams because I think better teams are usually more of a half court style team.
Gonzaga's a good team.
Exactly why I think they're gonna win.
All right.
I disagree.
We'll have to find out. We'll have to
You
find out.
have St. John's in your Final Four,
Yeah,
so
yeah. It would if they were to lose, it would completely mess up my entire
Who
bracket.
do you have them playing in the Elite Eight?
In the Elite Eight, I haven't played Pitt, so
Yep.
they're gonna beat Pitt in the Elite Eight.
on a layup where the guy steps out of bounds again. All right, moving on. Same region, the UCLA Bruins against the Michigan State Spartans. Michigan State could have been considered a bubble team at some point this year, but they actually come out with a 10 seed. I believe they made the semifinals of the Big East tournament, lost to Ohio State, and I have UCLA here, the favorite. I don't know about you guys,
I'm
but
gonna take UCLA too.
I got Michigan State.
I have Michigan State too.
Not one of those.
I don't like Michigan State. I really don't.
I don't like
Jacob
UCLA
Green-
either.
Green.
They've been always
Green.
good the past seasons, but this season it's like they're really quiet. And, like I don't see them winning. Like
They're really
going
quiet. They're a
far
7th
far
seed.
anywhere.
Well, both teams have experience in the tournament over the last 2 years, so it's going to be a good matchup.
It's definitely going to be a great game. Michigan State has made the Final Four in the past 2 years. And I don't know. I just think that UCLA... Michigan State is coming out of a power conference, you could say. But I don't know. They just don't... I don't think they're going to play well. I know they have the experience, like Noah said, but I just think UCLA is going to be a better team.
Well, I can see this upset Michigan State over UCLA, but I don't think they're going to get past Florida.
Oh, no way.
there's
If they win that game, there's no way they're getting past Florida.
And if UCLA wins, I don't think they're going to get past Florida either.
Wait, we're assuming right now that Florida beats UCSB,
Okay.
whatever that
Yeah.
stands for.
Santa,
University of California,
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. How about that? We just figured that out. Good job,
What do you
Lopes.
mean?
Arkansas Little Rock is going to win it all.
Thank you for that awful
What'd you say?
input. Arkansas Little Rock.
Rock.
All right.
Against Pitt, first round?
Assuming they beat UNC Asheville.
Yeah.
All right, you guys clearly can't take a joke, especially you, Lopes.
Well, it wasn't funny.
It was an awful joke. If you can even call it a
It's gotta be
joke.
funny.
Moving on.
Like
Yeah,
the beginning.
you would
the
want to
intro
move
is
on.
not funny.
You're not going to let that go, are
No,
you?
never.
Okay, and another upset moving to the West region. Temple and Penn State. I have Temple in this one. What about you guys?
I have Penn State moving all the way up to the Sweet 16.
Oh my
Whoa.
goodness.
I know it's a bold prediction. I have them beating San Diego State.
Wow.
They beat Wisconsin, 36-33, and they made it to the finals of the Big Ten tournament. At the beginning, Big Ten? Are they in the Big Ten? Or are they in the Big 12?
Big.
That's an unimportant fact. Continue.
It's actually pretty
Hold on,
important.
That
it's
is
actually pretty
actually pretty
important.
important.
What's Ohio State in?
10.
All right, so then
So-
then Penn State's in the Big 10 as well.
Big Ten with Wisconsin.
All right, so they beat Wisconsin. They were a surprise team. They were a bubble team before the tournament. Now they are easily in as a 10 seed, as you can see, and I think Penn State's going to beat their you could even call them rivals because they're two colleges in the
Yeah.
Philadelphia area. Penn State over Temple, and then I also have Penn State over San Diego State.
Oh, I think that's pushing it a little too far.
No.
Against
Over
San Diego
San Diego
State.
State.
Over San Diego State.
San Diego State.
Uh,
Such a
That's a little bit of a push, Jacob. San Diego State's
only way to win
two seed in the West, and what were they, 4th in the nation?
No.
Yeah,
At
no, they
one
were up
point,
there.
Yes, but
They were
not
like
at the end of the
Aren't
season.
they like six?
No, I'm pretty sure they're up there.
If they were
Aren't they
number
like
4,
six?
they'd be a 1 seed.
Well, now they're a 2 seed. So
Aren't they 6th or 7th?
Hold up,
in the
let me
nation?
do it.
Regardless,
Ohio State was the 1,
there's no
Duke
way
was
Penn
the
State's
2,
gonna beat
Pitt was
them.
the 3, Duke was the 4.
And San Diego
San
State's
Diego
record
State's
is
the 5.
32 and 2.
San Diego State is the
No,
5
they're
seed.
6 and
They're the 5. They're the 5.
Yeah, they're.
Because Ohio State's the 1, Kansas is the 2, Pitt is the 3, Duke is the 4, meaning San Diego State's the 5, Florida's the 6, Notre Dame's the 7, and UNC's the 8.
Damn.
You see that math right there?
I think Notre Dame is.
Notre Dame's 7.
Regardless, any more upsets you guys see?
You see one more. In the East bracket, a Big East team playing an Atlantic 10 team, the Xavier Musketeers?
Yeah.
Against the Marquette Golden Eagles. All right, now who would win in a fight between those two mascots? A Golden Eagle or a Musketeer?
I don't know what a
musketeer.
musketeer is.
A Musketeer carries a
It's like
musket.
French gunman against an eagle, please.
A
don't-
golden
It's a
eagle.
Golden Eagle.
But that's how
Golden
the
Eagle.
Eagles are dead in the first place. Guns.
All right, so you're going to say that a Musketeer would beat
No,
him.
that's the mascot fight.
No, I know. In the mascot fight, you would say a Musketeer over a Golden Eagle.
Okay. Yes, a musketeer would probably shoot the eagle.
What if it was a solid Gold Eagle?
A solid gold eagle.
24 karat.
Last I've heard, the gold is probably one of the weaker metals. Okay, so
So
it's
still the Musketeer?
still a musketeer.
All right. Now, how about the game?
The game? It's a pretty good game, man. I don't know.
I have Xavier here. I also have Xavier moving on to the Sweet 16, beating Syracuse in the second round.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No way.
through.
No way.
The only way to win a bracket is to have weird picks.
Xavier lost to Dayton, who didn't even make the tournament.
I have Marquette over.
And I have Marquette, too.
Yeah, Marquette, they barely beat South Florida.
They did beat
Well,
Syracuse.
they did. They did beat
They beat
Syracuse, too.
Syracuse.
All right, I don't know. I just think Marquette is a little bit. They're an 11 seed, which I think is about right for them.
No.
Yeah, I think that's good. Based on their record, 20-14,
That's fine.
that's fine.
Seems
Yeah, I don't know.
pretty
There
fair.
are a lot of 14-loss teams in
Yeah.
this year. I see, just skimming over the bracket, I see 5. And before this, I'm pretty sure only 4 teams in the history of the NCAA tournament had 14 losses. And that's it doesn't even have to do with the 18 team field because none of them 68 team field because none of them are playing games. I don't know. I just find that a little bit surprising, but whatever. So you guys are taking Marquette, all of you? Or?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm
When
going to
they
disagree and
win-
say Xavier. Xavier was at the top of the Atlantic 10 most of this year.
Oh, come on.
If anybody cares, I have Marquette too.
Just because
You really are.
Conference.
All right, you guys want to do your Final Four finals predictions? Or-
Yes,
Yes.
we will.
All right.
All right, guys, let's go around the horn. Ronick, you start it off.
Start off. I'm going to see Lopes' bracket right here first. So, in the East, I have Syracuse going to the finals.
Yes.
Not the finals, the Final Four. And
You have them winning the East.
I won in the East, and
Thank you.
then in the West, Duke. I said Duke goes all the way, and in the Southeast, St. John's goes to Final Four. In the Southwest, Kansas will go to the Final Four, and in the finals, it will be Duke and St. John's, and Duke will win.
Whoa. You know what happened this year, right?
Yes,
St. John's did beat Duke this year.
Yep.
I know. So okay, Los, let's go.
All right, so
We'll see.
for the East, I have Ohio State beating Syracuse. For the West, I have Connecticut beating Duke. In the Southwest, I have Notre Dame beating Louisville. And in the Southeast,
Bold.
I have Pitt beating St. John's. So
False.
that means that I think Connecticut will beat Ohio State in the Final Four, and Pitt will beat Notre Dame, and championship Pitt over Connecticut.
It's Jacob's dream bracket. Huh?
Rematch.
Green bracket, but I've Pitt out in the Sweet 16. Noah, take it away.
In the East, I have, in the Elite Eight, I have Syracuse beating Ohio State. In the West, I have Duke beating UConn. In the Southeast, I have Pitt over Florida. And in the Southwest, I have Notre Dame over Vanderbilt. And in my finals, I got Cuse over Duke and Pitt over Notre Dame. Cuse winning the finals against Pitt 87-84.
It's a good bracket.
How about that? That would be a Big East final. I like that. In the East, I have Ohio State beating UNC. I think I'm the only one with UNC going to the
Yep.
Elite Eight right there.
Syracuse.
West, Duke over UConn. Southwest, Notre Dame over Kansas. And in the Southeast, Wisconsin over Florida.
Wisconsin? Where did they come from?
Whatever.
Jeez.
And then in my Final Four, Ohio State over Duke. Notre Dame over Wisconsin. And the favorite to win it all, Ohio State, Jared Sullinger, John Diebler, they will win this NCAA tournament.
Since it doesn't matter what Tyler thinks, I think we're going to wrap it up.
And no, it's going to matter what I think because I'm going to say mine anyway. In the East, Ohio State is going to move on past Syracuse. In the West, Duke is going to beat the University of Connecticut. Louisville is going to go down in the Southwest to Notre Dame, and Pittsburgh is going to knock off BYU. And then in the finals, it will be Duke and Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, will win it
When
all.
pigs fly.
When pigs fly.
Terrible brackets.
And I just have to say one thing. Many people think that BYU is going to make it pretty far. I disagree.
don't know.
That kid that got
Jimmer
suspended.
Fredette?
Davies.
No,
Brandon
not Jim.
Davies.
Brandon Davies
Three
got
battles,
suspended.
This guy's a player.
Yeah. And because of that, I really don't think that BYU is going to get past
You double team Jimmy
the
Fredette and you win.
Sweet 16.
No one to pass to.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for Moron Sports Radio today. I have a few facts for you before we wrap it up. Some NCAA tourney facts brought to you by ESPN.com. The most all-time NCAA tournament appearances with 52, the University of Kentucky. Most all-time NCAA tournament appearances without reaching the Final Four, 25, Brigham Young University. And the most tourney bids for one conference in a single year, it would be this year, 2011, with the Big East having 11 bids. With that, I am Tyler Bailey in the control room. In the studio, it's Ronick Nair, Mike Loach, Jacob Vernick, and Noah Gorstein. Have a nice day, everybody.